Go to the bookshelf. Engine room. Kitchen. Stroll. Carriage can't begin to compete with the Gauntlet Runner's speed. I suppose they've earned their reputation. That I'm in constant fear of losing my lunch and is far from ideal, but once I'm used to it, I'm sure the journey will be pleasant.
What now?
Engine room? Central corridor. Washing machine. Is that a heart? Wonder what makes this thing run.
Hello?
First time in the Gauntlet Runner, eh? Oh, that scared me. Looks like that pipe's in here too. Called a runner phone. This is one in there's run in every room. Not inviting anyone over, I guess. Now, I believe I heard you speculating the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet Runner used magla crystals to fuel the run, you see? Used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you traveled the wilds. Then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest minds, the Gauntlet Runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on the colossal beasts, made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified the crafts with a bit more zip and speed. Another step closer to my dream. What dream? Long story, my girl. Best told to a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights. Never mind then. Maybe some other time. Anyway, still plenty about the old girl that works in progress, but by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks. Just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark. The old girl needs her rest as much as we do. You will continue toward your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize this facilities to obtain items, raise abilities, or do other things you wouldn't be able to do in town. Try using the kitchen, reading books on the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend time with your allies while traveling, which may help improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Okay, where's the bookshelf though? Up we go. Food shelf. Bed. Bookshelf.
What's that? What are you talking about?
Sure.
No kidding.
All right.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet Runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
Tonight, the vast wilderness outside town is escorted by darkness. Forcing your way through the unmarked terrain is very dangerous, even with a stalwart gauntlet runner. Instead, establish camp somewhere safe. You can resume your travels the next morning. While in the encampment, you can use any of the facilities of the gauntlet runner like usual, but you can also reminisce about the journey with your allies. Give it a try.
Yep.
Gosh. I wish we could get down. Oh, we got a close up. There we are. We got a close up of our character. Look at him. I actually really like the look of the pro tag.
Your thoughts?
It feels like a, well, like an adventure. There's Hulkenberg. Let's hang out with her.
Well met.
I don't suppose you're overburdened with free time as I am. I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but I have no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit? Sure. This power we've awoken to. I've all sorts of questions. What I really find curious are these forms we take on. Each has their unique aspects, but one bit they all have in common is their armor-like appearance. What do you make of that? They look kind of scary. Indeed. Designs are rather intimidating. That may be fitting, I suppose. In my opinion, the armor encloses the raging forces within us, allowing us to direct that power as one directs a horse by its reins. It's said people lose their magic because they refuse to confront their fears and anxiety, forever unaware of that power lurking within them. Is that not the very condition to awaken our slumbering power? Also, hence why it is also exhausting and why it cannot be maintained for long. The ravenous appetite I had afterwards is proof. We do well to practice diligence maintaining our food reserves.
All right.
It's getting quite late, but we've ways to go yet, so I would very much like to continue chatting with you.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Good morning.
Top of the morning to you, my dear passengers. I trust that the sleeping quarters are more exceeded to your expectations, eh?
True.
They're better than I feared, considering how tiny they are. But I've got a question of my own. Isn't the desert sand going to do a number on this runner? My boy, remember who maintains this rugged girl. Nary a grain of sand could fit between her seams. I assure you. Regardless, we'll be leaving these arid dunes behind tomorrow.
I knew it!
Wow, runners are really neat, aren't they? A carriage would never be able to get through the desert this fast. But, just keep an eye on the road, okay, Norris?
What now?
Okay. Nope. And then let's hang out with Stroll. Hey, Will, good timing. I was about to do some maintenance on my weapons. If you've got the time, why not join me? It's refreshing for the mind as it is for our battles.
Now then. Got a moment?
You'll think I'm getting ahead of myself here, but after things settle down, I'd like to live without the sword. I admire the idea of a world where monsters and senseless violence doesn't exist, where nothing is taken from you by others. That's why, one day, I want to restore my ruined hometown to its former glory. And not just mine, all the ruined hometowns.
Hey,
How about you? I shared my plan, let's hear yours. What do you do when the fight's over? I'd like to help you with rebuilding. Are you serious? I'm a bit relieved to hear it. I'll tell you the truth. I've got to get stronger. Even if the village gets rebuilt, it's all for naught if it's attacked by monsters again. I want to be strong enough to rid this country of monsters. Not leave it to a spineless army and its incompetent generals. They only have the power to kill those who oppose them. They have not the desire to protect the people. Just like Louis.
Look at that.
I want to do something about that too.
Yeah.
I agree. But seeing the state of our country's army, I'm all more glad you're a captain. Truly. You've resolved to stand in the front line of our fight, so it's only right that you lead. Our fight, I say. I forced my way into your mission.
Hey,
I envy you sometimes, you know? To act with such conviction. How does one become so bold?
no.
I do have moments where I waver. Suppose we all do. But you manage to keep a cool head when you do. Unlike me. That's why you're our captain. All this to say, I have faith in you. We've more battles ahead. I'll be counting on you to get us through them. In the end, the king will be determined by what people think of a justice. They're free to make their choices, but so is the one being chosen. I wonder who it'll end up being after all this.
All right.
Anyway, the sword's shining like new. Let's finish this up.
Now then.
Hey, level 2 courage.
Courage.
Courage. It is one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire true sovereignty, kindle the flame of thy courage to ignite the hearts of thy people.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passion may be inflamed. Hey, 1,500.
I say, we could stop for a break.
Ahoy! Break time, chums. Something's up ahead, so we'll be stopping here.
Coming now into view is the Tree of Prophecy, a resplendent tapestry of color against the backdrop of the bleak desert. One theory is that the tree's roots gorge on the land's magla, and still another is that it gorges on those enraptured by its colorful foliage, as though themselves snared by the bewitching magla surrounding the tree. The gauntlet runner comes to a stop at its base.
Tree of Prophecy.
Wow.
It's so pretty.
That's...
It's not just the leaves. It's as though the whole area's been painted red. That is really pretty.
Certainly.
This place calls to mind the picture book I read as a child. It told of a great tree located somewhere within the country, whose colors lifted to foretell unusual events in times ahead. They use colors with a U, it's... oh, yeah. How exactly would a tree foretell the future? Would a tree foretell the future? And how does a plant grow this huge in the middle of a desert? I'm not sure if this explains it, but I'm seeing an incredible amount of magla in the air here. If your hypothesis is correct, that would make this no mere tree. No, sir, but a magical organism that feeds off magla. As a matter of scientific research, I must document this discovery.
Hey.
Oh, Eurus, how did you get so good at drawing? Ah, my boy! Meticulous documentation, the fountain of all good research. There you have it. I'm finished there. Take it as you to keep a keepsake. You're sure I can have this?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. I've already committed it all to the safety of my mind. I have no need for the sketch itself.
Hey there.
Hey, why don't we go to Maria? I bet she'd love to see something from our journey. And we could tell her the story about this place.
Huh?
Magical organism in the form of a tree. Say, aren't fairies in the same classification? Precisely. Gallica is a most precious treasure as well. I've been observing her very closely, which is giving me great insight into my own research into flight.
Huh?
What? You've been observing me this whole time? I don't recall you asking, so knock it off!
However,
Turning our attention back to the tree, I've heard I've heard that it tints itself blue to herald of arrival for favorable developments. I wonder what manner of anomaly is current color portends.
All right.
Wisdom goes up very easily.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives in a quiet clearing, concealed by boulders. As darkness reclaims the wilderness for itself, monsters run rampant in the wilds. To sleep here would be perilous, unless from within the safety of a Gauntlet Runner. The party, secure in their Gauntlet Runner, spends the night in peace, hidden from hungry gazes.
Rock Den Camp.
What now? What now?
Hang out with Stroll.
Now then.
So, next up is Matira. It feels like just yesterday when I first arrived in the royal capital. So much has happened in such a short span of time. I met you when we went over the northern fortress and awakened the mysterious power. Once thought the magic like this has only existed in heroic tales for times long past. Speaking of which, I've been thinking that perhaps this is the same power that Hero of King was once used. If that's the case, then why do you think so many of them met miserable ends?
What's that about?
They lacked allies?
Oh, I see.
You see, try as they might, even the strongest king wouldn't be able to establish a country by himself. Perhaps it's not a matter of how much power you have, but how you choose to wield it. Moreover, we've got more than one power at our disposal, and on top of that, we've got allies who share their abilities as well.
Then,
if we continue to master these archetypes, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to surpass the great hero kings of old. Well, all this does is make me wonder just how many more of these powers are still out there.
all right.
Come now, it's too early for bed. Let's talk some more.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Finally! We're out of the desert! Oh wow, I missed all this green!
Was it so bumpy?
That'd be the change in terrain, lad.
See, got to let the suspensions get used to hard ground instead of soft sand.
Must be nice to fly everywhere.
What the? Did we just crash?
Of course not! That's
A cannonade.
Well, that doesn't look very good.
My star is rising! Ah! Sanctism will reign! Ah!
It's them. Remember, from the opening ceremony. I think one of them is Godot, Forden's confidant, and the other is Luis's man, Gladel.
Prominent candidates. Shouldn't the king's magic petrify them for their aggression?
No, see where they're aiming. They're not shooting to kill, just to take out the opposing runner's legs.
Doesn't look like they're trying to land a fatal shot. Just aiming to break the opposing side's gauntlet runner.
stuck out in the wilds with no working runner. Whether they survive or not, they're dashed well out of the race.
So 'tis a clash to halt each other's advance. Damned fools couldn't resist a show of force.
Look, over by the legs. That crier is there too.
I see. Acting as witness to the higher candidate's conflict. It seems Gladel cannot match Godot's firepower.
Plan hinges on winning Luis's favor. Cannot afford to abandon Gladel if he's one of Luis's supporters.
What's our plan? If we just hang back and watch, Godot's gonna win. And Forden gets a leg up on the competition.
Let's give Gladel a hand here. Good thinking. That way we could win Luis's regards.
Agreed. Let us ride to Gladel's aid.
I say, hold on! You realize you're a no-name candidate, eh? If he wants to shut you out, he'll not have to aim for just our legs.
It's a runner, isn't it? If things get too dicey, we'll just run. Didn't you say we had the fastest craft around?
Fine. Suppose there's no room for caution if we want the world's eyes on us.
Okay, then it's settled. Let's make sure he owes us big.
There should be an external runner phone out there.
We're here to help! Withdraw, Gladel! Who goes there? Why do you stand for Luis's forces? Well, sorry, can't get into it now. That gauntlet runner. You're that commoner candidate who destroyed the Grand Cathedral! Was that not enough? You would profane the sacred a second time!
So be it. In God's name, be thou punished.
Great.
You dare interfere in my fight! Know your place! Is it fame you seek? You thought by confronting me, you might lift your own names? Then you chose the wrong opponent.
I hate to interrupt, old egg, but it's a touch more complex than that.
We of the Crown Theocracy's monk army have silenced all who would oppose the eminence of God. Your petty ruses are beneath me. Now you shall know how powerless you truly are.
Remember, the king's magic means we cannot move to strike Godot himself.
Go for his followers first. We'll thin their numbers and turn the tide.
Go, my brethren! Put the fear of God into these impious commoners!
Don't forget about the petrification magic!
I'll get some distance. Vitus power. Wind!
Try wind?
In the I shall vanquish evil! I'll cut you down! Prostrate yourself before God!
Night! Burn!
Okay, so it's resistant.
What could you hope to achieve?
Oh!
knows we can't attack
Charging
him.
in.
With us.
Seeker! The blade's edge!
Captain,
No holding
you've got
back.
Your defenses down.
Hack and slash! Tougher than I thought.
For all that we strive for!
Let's stay calm. Seeker! Hat!
One down.
I return. What could you hope to achieve?
Ow.
Captain, they've got your defenses
Are you
down.
prepared? I'll cut you down!
Know your place.
Oh, mystic fire!
Witness
Falling
me,
back.
brethren!
Scour!
Resistance is futile!
More resilient than I expected. I
Bring
would lose nothing
it.
by conceding this fight. But the faithful are watching. For the sake of my dear brethren, I must hold nothing back now! Feel the righteous truth of sanctism engraved upon your flesh!
Does this mean he's getting serious?
Rise, my
Get in
brothers!
there.
Oh, that's bad. Ow!
Sanctism will reign!
Captain's hurt bad. Let's get him some healing. The captain's on his last leg.
I shall vanquish evil!
Someone, get him healed up. Right on.
Know
Nice
your
one, Stroll.
place,
Justice prevails!
peasants!
Burn!
Seeker!
Captain,
In the name
they've got
of
your
justice.
defenses down.
Warrior!
No, not this.
Let's try.
This should work.
By the
Keep it up,
sworn.
Stroll.
Come! Not now. With blade in hand! Oh, mystic fire! Still standing, I see.
is supreme!
Take this!
Why me?
Sanctism will reign!
Done.
Delay the
Nice one,
inevitable!
Captain.
underestimate me!
Vitus power!
Warrior!
Hack and slash!
Right on target.
Behold my power! So, the faithful are broken before you, yet your desperate struggling is for naught. You cannot defy the inevitable. I am immune to all your wicked harms.
Oh, he gets to do whatever he wants, and we can't even get near him.
Bend the knee and yield to the divine truth of sanctism. Now, are you prepared for the end?
No.
Ah, I think not, you rotter!
What have you done to my gauntlet runner?
We've nothing to lose. At the very least, I can thrash your old clunker until it's inoperable.
This is a waste of my time. So be it. You'll face your divine punishment soon enough.
Phew. Finally, he took the hint. Hey! Get down here! What are you playing at?
Why does he have hearts on his head?
You now or something? I would have been fine without your meddling.
I guess you survived this time.
Don't you talk down to me. You want to see what I'm really capable of?
Not really, no.
Why, Gladell, surely you can spare some manners for a crew that saved our lives?
Those eyes are detailed.
Honestly, that got a bit ugly for my liking.
Well, well, well. Do my eyes deceive me? Juna the songstress in the flesh. What brings you all the way out here? A little tryst on the road, is it?
Nothing so saucy. I'm afraid this cad's just my chauffeur. Now please, darling, a little privacy, or I'll have to charge for an interview.
Fair enough, miss. Fair enough. Nothing you're not used to. But consider me chastened and shooed. Besides, I might have found another angle here that's just as promising.
You surprised me out there, love. You bested Godot. So you're not just a pretty face. You were more help than my useless driver, at least.
Look here. However talented and famed a songstress she may be, you must remember to contain yourselves.
Us?
Songstress? Wait, is she the same Nidia lady who sang at the opening ceremony?
Aye, but that's... oh, blast it all, I can't take it anymore. I'd know those suspensions anywhere. You had Caden workshop on this, eh? Yes, those are quality parts and no mistake. Luis really shells out for his own.
Oh my gosh.
By the crown, you can't be serious! She is Juna, the kingdom's greatest singer, the dulcet diva! Oh, this is preposterous! Surely I can't be the only one starstruck? Really? No one else wants to shake her hand?
Nope.
Well, then on behalf of this group, I suppose it falls to me.
Uh-huh. I love this cast.
You're an interesting little ensemble. Wait, is that a fairy? A real living one? Where did you...
Hey, up there!
An airborne gauntlet runner. He's actually finished it.
Luis.
My Lord Luis. How kind to provide a personal escort.
So that's it. I thought it was strange that a candidate like Gladel got stuck playing someone's driver.
But she was still the Sanctist's pick for the opening ceremonies? Guess even Forden's camp has to bend to popular opinion.
My humblest apologies, my Lord Luis, for this travesty, especially when you had graced me with the privilege of bearing the lovely Lady Juna.
Glad to see Lady Juna's safe, at least.
I could have crushed that churchman like a bug, and I would have if these insolent fools hadn't.
I'm sure. Sorry, don't much care.
It would seem you had to clean up my associate's mess. I'd like to express my gratitude, but if I might ask, who are you?
We're your supporters.
Hence your retaliation against Godot, then. He's also a candidate, though his name doesn't carry any weight. One would think you commoners, but for the Lady Knight at your side. And you have a gauntlet runner. Most curious. What made you decide to enter the competition? Looks like he's more interested than we anticipated. This might be our chance, so choose your words wisely, okay?
Oh, gee. It's asking why I became a candidate. How should I become?
I want to help you, Count Luis.
Oh? You fight in my name, do you?
Really now? So, you thought you'd step in for a little self-promotion?
We want to help anyone in need. That's what we believe in.
I mean, that's the truth.
Anyone. Most interesting. However, my immediate needs are met in terms of sword hands.
Oh, come now. Don't they have a certain charisma to them? Why? I dare say I saw them use magic without igniters.
Please, I know we can help you. We want nothing more than to see your vision realized, Lord Luis. You do know what that vision is built on, don't you? If you would claim yourself my ally, then prove your power before all the kingdom's eyes. You can't change the world without power, after all. If you can manage that, I'll consider your proposal.
See you, loves.
Don't think this changes anything. Come on, Hector!
He strikes me the wrong way. I mean, he's the main villain of the game, so.
It soars like a damn bird.
Right then, that could have gone worse. We were lucky we managed to connect with Luis this early.
No thanks to that Glodell. Even should we be accepted, he'll be no ally of ours.
Well, at the very least, Luis knows our faces. All we have to do now is avoid screwing it up.
He wants to see our power, does he? Then let's find Heisme, bring him to justice, and show the nation we're a force to be reckoned with.
As the chirping birds return to their nests and the darkness claims its dominion, the Gauntlet Runner at last arrives at its repose, a place grown thick with trees. Are the sounds from between the trees just the leaves being caressed by the wind? Or are they the whispers of the beguiling beings of the dark? The party never has to find out, for they are safe within the Gauntlet Runner.
Oh, damn it, blast!
Everything okay?
Did you hear that?
It's over. The end of the road. So ends the life of the genius engineer.
Let's say we go check on him. Hey!
Everything okay?
Nurse, you okay?
Oh, you two. Terribly sorry. It's nothing, really.
It doesn't sound like nothing.
No hiding it from you, is there?
Nope.
No, it's just the old runner. She runs like a dream, you see, but I wanted to make her peerless. An absolute beauty, you know, top of her class. Something that would make even old Luis's runner look like a bally apple cart. I'd not be floundering so much if I just had a bit of spark.
A spark?
Yes, my girl. A spark of inspiration. A moment of epiphany, like when I saw the lost relic.
Lost relic? Doesn't ring a bell.
Ah, yes, context. They say that long, long ago, there was a civilization so highly advanced it was beyond all modern understanding. Automation ruled the day. People lived surrounded by machinery with no need to work. Legend has it that they lived lives of convenience and comfort. But somehow, that civilization just up and disappeared.
Sounds kind of far-fetched already.
Hear me out, would you? The point is, once in a stretch, you hear about someone unearthing relics from those days of yore. Absolutely inscrutable to the layman, don't you know? But those in the know would recognize such a prize at a single glance.
Have you ever seen one of these yourself?
Oh, yes. When I was but a young sprobblet, there was this loony old inventor in my neighborhood, both quite brilliant and quite daffy, as they
Daffy?
often are. That old fellow only showed me his find once, but even seeing it lit a fire in me, like being struck by lightning. After that, it was like a boiling pot. Ideas rising to the surface. And my tinkering always came out marvelous. Some proper court engineer-worthy genius. Something about it utterly captured my imagination. The lost relic, I mean.
Wow. You could try getting him to show you again.
If only I could. That old fellow went back to his own hometown. That single solitary glimpse of the past was all I had. The old goat. He told me he'd leave me the relic in his will.
Okay, so where's this guy's hometown?
Oh, some tiny hamlet somewhere on the outskirts of Martira. A village by the name of Camiro or some such.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I should look into Camiro when we get to Martira.
This one's important.
Heroes. 5 heroes incense? Yes, please.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
So we'll arrive in Martira this evening. Good. Soon we'll be liberated from this blasted shaking. Liberating? I do believe I take offense to that. The fairy girl's right, you know. A carriage could never keep up with this pace. Some gratitude should be appreciated. Apologies. I am grateful, it's just hard to show while on the verge of losing your lunch. That, and I pray I can avoid further hindrances like yesterday.
Isn't that...
Once we arrive in town, we're supposed to meet with Bardon, right? I'm sure the sights will be distant, distracting, but let's not keep the man waiting.
Departing the capital and barreling southward, the party's gauntlet runner at last arrives in the old castle town, Martira, where their client, Bardon, awaits. The towering castle's stark walls stare down coldly upon its visitors. The only question now is whether or not this gambit was the right move.
We should be ending here soonish. It's getting a little bit late. Oh, hello. So the moment we get to save, we'll probably end the stream.
'Tis far more desolate a place than I'd heard.
Not many people out. It's like everyone's afraid of something.
Ah, you're here. I've been hoping you'd show up soon.
I know it's been a while, but we pledged to help you. We'll not go back on our word.
Glad to hear it. I'm sure Lady Joanna will also be pleased. Oh, your pardon. Lady Joanna rules this city. She's also a most holy sanctoress of the Sanctus Church.
As in
she lives there,
Joan of Arc?
in Criganti Castle.
Or Pope Joan?
I take it the locals are hoping for His Eminence Forden to win the tournament.
Aye, naturally. No sane and righteous man would want Luis on the throne. Speaking of, I heard there was a scuffle on the road between two candidates' gauntlet runners. The criers say Forden's allies suffered the worst of it.
Ah, well, that's Luis's camp for you. I assume it was them, I mean. Some nasty characters at his heel, eh?
Luis is nothing but a tyrant.
Yes. Such atrocities in his name. Unforgivable.
Captain, are you sure we can trust these strangers? These British boarders are always in it just for the money.
Looks like his officer's not on our side just yet.
Dinna be rude, Morris. They've come a long way for our sakes. Now, I'm sure you must be knackered from the journey. Let me show you to an inn. You can try our local speciality, perhaps.
Ah, you've a local delicacy. It would be a welcome treat.
You chaps go on. The old girl needs a bit of maintenance after carrying us so far.
Can't that wait until you've eaten?
Too much at stake, lad. Go on, don't worry, and I'll sort her out. Might well fix the Bally Waterworks while I'm at it.
Come, everyone. This way.
Is this some kind of smoked dish?
Roasted larvae of the giant sandworm. It's Martira's culinary speciality. Cooked to a delicate finish, just enough to preserve all the natural juices and flavors of the innards.
Oh good. Larval innards.
Tis a unique texture, to be sure, but the taste is divine. Exquisite.
You're completely serious, aren't you?
Something the matter? Do try some of your own before it gets cold.
It looks great.
Come now, they're offering us fine hospitality. It is only right that we graciously savor it.
Yes, absolutely right. I'll be cheering you on. And, I'll see to the funeral plans.
Are you actually enjoying that?
How was it? Sometimes the insides can twitch a bit, but it's harmless, I assure you.
What?
Would that I had time to try more of your dishes, but... to business. Can you fill us in on the details of all these kidnappings?
Aye. Our wee ones have been going missing for at least 6 months. All told, we're looking at 15 children now unaccounted for.
15?
And you think this Heismay is your culprit?
I'm told he's a disgraced knight with nowhere else to turn. We've no proof, but the pieces fit.
For a man who claimed a knight's honor to stoop to such horrors. 'Tis unacceptable. We must end this quickly, for our sake and his own.
If I recall the brief, it'll be quite a feat to even get near this Heismay. His hideout was in the midst of the Sandworm's territory, yes?
Aye, well remembered. He certainly isn't going to make this easy for us.
So... is Heismay's hideout way out here?
That's a ways
Looks
away.
pretty far from Martira.
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder how he can even survive out there.
We've been chasing any lead we have, but we can't figure it all out. We're in over our heads.
We'll get this job done.
We're awful grateful to have you. And don't worry, we'll pay you what you're due. After all, Nobody else in the royal capital would give it a second glance.
We help anyone in need. That's why we've come this far.
Inspiring words, young man. Now, I hope you're not full yet. We've a whole spread of other dishes for you. Now this is the pride of the town. A fine sweetmeat made from the juvenile sandworm's entrails. You'll find this taste as sweet as any dessert.
Oh, no!
Together, I'm sure we can find a way to the stronghold without falling prey to those worms. Now, please, dig in.
Tis altogether different from the roast. Why, tis succulent as a mellow fruit. Another marvel.
You must have gotten used to eating anything you had to out in the wild, eh?
I'll schedule a meeting with the Honourable Lady Joanna tomorrow. Please, rest your weary heads for today.
If they aren't here to con a free meal out of us, that is.
Now, let's go.
It's been a while.
Exactly.
Okay.
What now?
And that, guys, is where we're going to say pause for the evening. We're gonna save. Oh, first time resetting. Okay.
What now?
Okay.
What
This,
now?
guys, is where we're going to call the stream for the evening. Was my phone playing the entire time? Hopefully not. Anyways, we are going to call it here and get us a raid target. Does that sound good? Does that sound Gucci? Does that sound Fabu? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Let's see who's live on Twitch, shall we? Who's live? Who is live? Let's give CL some love. So yeah, we're gonna give CL a raidy raid. We're gonna be continuing some more metaphor sometime tomorrow. Don't know when yet. I'll keep you posted in the Discord. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. This game has been so incredibly fun, and I have been enjoying every second of it. Some ways more than Persona, because it feels larger in scale. I don't know. Persona feels very kind of at home. This feels like I'm out on a journey with friends. So I'm really, really appreciating the change in pacing. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you guys around. Bye.